So, world of YouTube, back for part 2 of my politically disgusted views and how I think that this poor kid lost his life due to just nonsense. I mean, I wasn't going to say nothing, but I will say one thing. One thing is why I'm doing this video and why this reminds me of my dilemma and my, how I literally nearly took my life. But I wanted to obviously become a stronger person. And I wasn't going to take my life for no joke. Just joke reflex that, my own father did to me. And when my mother and father split up in 1982, just like Mr. Cody Brown pretty much adopted a family in that was not his. And I did. I mean, I am close to the kids he brought in. I can't say nothing bad about him, but the way I felt at the time, any kid would feel that distant relationship with a father, and I know for a fact how any kid would feel when a father decides to pretty much bring in an instant family like Mr. Brown did with Sobbin' Robin. And not only that, he brought in his own cousin's kids. And I've mentioned that. But, and for him, and the words that caught me with this, and as I was saying in my last video, unless that kid is really out of control, say so, drugging, stealing, all right, beating up other siblings, bashing or bullying other siblings, let alone stealing from the family or, just no help for when they go off the trails on that train. And there's no help. There is no help. Then I would say, right, you would take yourself and put yourself in Mr. Cody Brown's shoes and tell the kid to grow up. I'm not talking to you until you grow up. And then you would be asking for an apology, because everything I put on my list is something that a kid should not do. And this Garrison kid, man, wow. There was not a rotten piece of soul in him. And I only watched what I can stomach of Sister Wives. And when my mother watched, when my wife watches the show, I was thinking of the mothers on Sister Wives. When my wife watches the show, she'll be sitting there talking to me about it, and right, everybody wants to take Cody out of that TV and punch him right in the face. Because he wants respect. He wants his, obeying his rules. You got to earn respect, chump, to get respect. And the way you diss your family and children, all together, family, children, whatever you want to call it, it makes me sick to my stomach. And right, the words that have caught my attention from that man, especially when he's telling the kid to grow up, get out. But what about all the other kids? What about Robin's kids? And Robin, I believe, does have an older child up in the Garrison age, and why ain't that kid out on its own? I don't hear nothing about that kid. And even if it is, I'm for damn sure Mr. Cody Brown, and I believe I've heard him being up that daughter's butt. Oh, geez. Let me wipe my nose on that, because you want to talk about disgusting. And when he's talking about, oh, I got to take care of my younger kids in my family. And what really caught my attention when he was talking about Garrison and the brother and how they could catch COVID and kill them. They can kill us. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, but he goes off and marries one of his best friends, which I think should have waited until after COVID, if anything, because you could have brought COVID home, Cody, and killed somebody. So give me a break, you hypocritical, egotistical piece of... Yeah, that's right. You're nothing but the dookie on my shoe. And I like to rub it in the ground and wipe it off when I get it on there, too. You know, really. You know, people keep saying, oh, let Cody Brown mourn for his loss. What is he mourning? He never, patched up any, anything with his son. No, his son was left to fend for himself. He, last words wrote, which, I mean, I kind of don't understand, but, excuse me, or understand, but, no, he's going to talk about, I hate you for bringing in the good times, but I miss them. Or whatever he wrote to the producers, I guess. But supposedly this is a family that always stuck together, always went on trips, always did this, done that. And all of a sudden, right, Mr. Cody Brown takes a turn for the worst. And I don't know, my wife keeps saying that Janelle or someone, Mary, whoever the hell, introduced Robin. I mean, like I said, even this family is twisted. This one kind of related to that, the second cousin to this, to that, and come on. And it even is just more just disgusting that he takes in his cousin's kids and adopts them, and all of a sudden everything's about them kids. So, I mean, it's safe to say that this man is a joke. And I will not let him mourn anything. Because unless the list that I brought forth in the beginning of this video of a kid doing what I say, if that kid ain't doing that, there's no rights for you to sit there and down a child or whatever you're doing to, to the point that he's going to break and don't want to be even living no more. Because you want to take upon an instant family and put every one of your kids, even the daughter that had the surgery through COVID, he was not there. What? Come on. Can someone go off and explain that? I'm not a big fan of the show, but I remember my wife talking about that, and that's right. Oh, your daughter had a surgery, Mr. Cody Brown, and you still couldn't go out and check to see if she was all right. Or even step your foot to go there. That could have been her last surgery. That could have been something that could have killed her. Because right between COVID and the surgery, and sometimes mysteriously combined together to something and someone dies, and you weren't even there for that daughter. That's another thing, man. Let's not forget about that. For someone that don't watch the show all the time, I take in all the critical details, and I put them all into one. And Cody is nothing but to an amount of an egotistical piece of crap. That's it. Gonna talk about his wife loving his pecs. Oh, she loved me for my pecs. Who the hell talks about their six-pack? Yeah, I mean, women, you're going to try and get check out your six-pack. You're roaring out like a lion in pictures because you think you're a hot man and you're not. Took a picture of you, which I'm going to put up on this thumbnail. And I'm going to end this story with this little piece that I believe is right. So, I was looking through some pictures, or an article came up of Cody Brown and his face. And all I can think of, and the first person that came to my mind, now you can say what you will or call me even crazy to use this person as an example. But I'll give you a reason to believe that I think that's right. Cody Brown has a little similarity to what this man had back in the late 60s. And this man, as I'm going to roll out in detail who he is, and I'm sure you'll get it while I'm speaking. First off, this man had a short-lived, almost music career that he thought he could have got, which he thought he could have gotten into with a certain band. Yeah, that's right. First hint. Then the band denied him. Even though I would say that the song that this man wrote was pretty good. It wasn't excellent. It was pretty good. And the band he tried to present it to, it just wasn't their style. But yet he presented to him and he thought he'd probably get into this band, but he didn't. 2. Excuse me. People started following him. People started calling him Jesus Christ. You getting where I'm going with this? And he didn't pretty much accept the role, but he took it and he played with it. Because when he started to get popular, Cody Brown, he started to get his own self. He started to feel in charge his own self. That's right. And when he got, think about it, denied, say so like Cody Brown, roll this out. Cody Brown's getting denied from his wives to obey, denied from his children to obey what Mr. Cody Brown thinks everybody should do, obey his rules. And similar, not exactly, but similar, this person got a brief taste of fame and then got denied and then went, that's right, a little bit on the crazy side. And when everybody stopped disobeying Mr. Cody Brown, especially his wife's disrespecting him, not obeying, not listening to their rules, and blah, 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 he went crazy. It's not exactly the same as the person I'm speaking of, but Cody Brown and the symptoms are the same. Now, this man also is notorious for the murders, of course, of Sharon Tate and the LeBlanca. So if you're future and not have gone that far back into this case or know of it, that's right. I'm talking about Mr. Charlie Manson. And the story is, and why would I use him? I already explained a little bit at the beginning how it all looks alike, and no one can deny of how I just rolled that out, that it is not the same, because it is. And Charlie Manson took it upon himself, right, to control and to get back his control. And what is different is that he, right, and supposedly he had nothing to do with the Tate and the Blanca murders. He just controlled it. That's it. Controlled it. But why you say what I've used this as an example is because, right, he lost his mind. He wanted to show the world that if you disrespect me, if you're not gonna let me, blah, 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 or whatever case it may be, just like Mr. Cody Brown, you disrespect me, you're looking at me, and you're putting me all about me, 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 me. That's where it's the same. Because that's right. Mr. Charles Manson wanted me, 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 me to be in the Beach Boys, songwriter. But they didn't let that happen because I could see why. His music was not their style. The Beach Boys, about a West Coast band, that's right, that doesn't try and sing everything about the beach. Tropical. Charles Manson, on the other hand, his music, if you listen to the song, which you can find it on the Spaghetti Incident of Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose does a remake of it. And I don't even know if that album still has that song. I thought there was a controversy. They might have removed it. But anyways, the only reason why I use that is because to me, it's the same. A narcissist, egotistical, Mr. Everybody obey me to nobody's going to obey me. Like, nobody's going to let me in the band. I'm going to lose control. And, right, what the difference is, Cody scarred the family's minds. Charles Manson went off and, how do you say it? He recruited for murder. But it ain't too far off, because murder's murder, and emotional distress in scarring the mind is just as dangerous and just as harmful as murder. And it led to suicide. So you're damn right I will compare Mr. Brown to Charles Manson, because it led to death. Go ahead and put that scenario in your head and think about it. In the picture that will be in the thumbnail of this video, you look at the same crazy eyes in Mr. Cody Brown. You'll see the same crazy eyes in Charles Manson, let alone the same hairline, almost the same cut hair down to the shoulders. Besides Cody being blonde, Charles Manson was always a black-haired guy. But the eyes, oh my God. If Cody Brown's picture with his mouth shut, you could almost pass him as Charles Manson. In the way he's been acting in the past, couple seasons, everything falling apart. And now death has come forth out of the family. Just like death came forth out of Charles Manson's rage. Cody Brown's rage ain't no different. And he's emotionally wrecked the family to lead to one death. That's pretty much in sequence the same thing. And the way he looks with his crazy eyes, like Charles Manson, that's right. That's right. How you like them scenario? How do you like that scenario that I have put up? I don't care what anybody says. Call me crazy. But that's how I felt when I saw that picture. And because I've lived that child mental abuse, my father taking another kid's, my father going distance from me, piece of that. Just like this kid that took his own life, a piece of that was the reason why I wanted to die. So call me crazy. Call me crazy. I don't care what anybody says. I see Mr. Brown as the picture up in this thumbnail. And because he lost all control, and respect, and you respect me, and this degrading his wife's. You want to live in that? So be it. You want a religion with God? So be it. But if you're a hypocrite and you're a friggin' egotistical, narcissist piece of crap that don't even belong doing this or don't even belong in life in general, it's too bad you didn't take your life, Mr. Cody Brown. You don't deserve to be on this earth. You have made everything look like a joke, and your kid lost his life from it. That's my thoughts, theories. This is part 2, and this is all, oh man, unbearable. Once again, let's get this Garrison one more moment of silence. And I give my best wishes to the Brown family that one of your kids don't go through this again. Sad, sad, especially from a suicidal survivor right here. And the stories like this that make me inspirational and make me want to keep going with myself, because I still struggle with it every day of my life. You know, there's still days that come by, man, that I don't want to be here, but I can't do that. I've gone too far in, and I've done myself to be better, and I'm not all for that. I'm here to make people think twice. Always get help. Hell, if you feel suicidal thoughts, come listen to me. Let alone, let's do a private message or a Zoom call together. I'll give you some advice. Because, man, I'll tell you, I take this seriously, and I've been there, I've done that, and I can guide you out of it, man. I wish I could have helped this kid. But nobody knew. Although, I don't want to blame the mother too much, but she said it on the show that she felt something was wrong. She waited too long and she hesitated. She should have not have done that. You got to be on top of that, sister. You got to be on top of that. We get choked up, man. It's just sad. But until that next video, folks, always think of yourself as somebody. Don't ever give up. It's not worth it. Especially someone that knows about the spiritual world. You go killing yourself, you're going to be stuck in that area for the rest of your life. And that's going to suck. But till that damn next video, folks, stay strong. Stay strong. Be safe. Take care. Out.